All right. I think we're gonna do a little bit of something different now where I'm gonna take everybody through a little bit of the map and we're gonna try to learn a little bit about what makes Slaynville unique. And I think that people really have enjoyed looking at the map. And I really enjoy showing it off because it's like something I've put a lot of work into, and I think people deserve to know all that Slaynville has to offer. I don't think it's helpful for it to be mysterious that there's all this stuff, which I think is awesome. You should be able to know. So, without further ado, we're going to go into, as long as I can be coherent and information dense enough, I will try to go on here and do as much as I can in this video. So let's start with Venore. Venore is not really any different than it's supposed to be in the late Tibia 6 era. It doesn't have the East Gate or it just doesn't have the East Gate or some of the stuff you might be used to. There is a missing dragon spawn here, I think. I'm supposed to have a dragon spawn here that isn't there, that was there in the original OG Venore. But the point is, this is OG Venore in terms of its layout. But I always have had a problem with like Venore just being this stinky swamp city. Like, it's supposed to be this like Venice, beautiful, rich people live here, was supposed to be the vibe of Venore. Like, you buy fine linens there or something. But then they put it in like a bog. I don't know if it's some sort of weird statement about Washington, D.C. being in a swamp, but it was just ugly. It was never the vision that they described it as. So I made it watery. It's probably already too much yapping for that. But so here is the tar pit. This is an arena with a depot where basically you can talk to the arena hermit here, and you can summon raids in here for hermit coins, which you probably understand about already because you get them automatically. But also raids happen here randomly. So the demon raid can be spawned here randomly, like once a month, or you can pay 150 coins to get it to spawn. So basically, this is the tar pit arena. So going down here, we've got the Boondock Saints Guild Hall here, which is a nice little cheeky little reference. All right, so couple extra guild halls here that are Slaynville unique. First, like, real important thing here is Cyclops City. So we have Cyclops City here. You can see there's some funny little Cyclop logic here. Witness Cyclops engineering. They're very proud that they built this ugly building. They think this is beautiful because, they're not very bright. But that's okay. We delete a little garbage. We delete a little more garbage. We don't need to have that. So now we're just regular POH. Not much is edited here. There is... Oh, these are ancient dragons, which means they're Tibia 5 dragons instead of Tibia 6 dragons. Then we have an extra ancient orc here, which is sort of another Slaynville unique creature. It's just the Tibia 6 orc, which is funny because it looks like a Ninja Turtle. Here, I'll show you. He's very, very silly looking, but it's funny. So going down, remember that the tar always represents that this area has been edited. Like, this is a Slaynville unique. And so a little bit of tar means it's just a little bit different. So those little differences are just a little tar here. As we go down here, we've got this sort of normal necromant house. We do have the TP to POI shortcut. This will take you right to the throne room. This takes you to the void. Later versions, like the void TP got replaced with this, but since we want to have the old school vibe, we still have the void TP and we have the POI TP. This tile here will teleport you back if you've never touched a throne, just like regular. So now we're down here. We have a regular POI entrance, except this is an undead dragon spawn and not a crappy demon skeleton spawn. So this is like a little hidden gem here, and then also thus the tar. We can skip over that. So here's a PZ, little Slaynville knowledge for you there, that green spot. So here is the vampire house, just a little, not much to it here. Just a little house. This is a nice little Slaynville unique. It's sort of like a Walking Dead reference. Don't open dead inside. And then we have like sort of there's a couple different areas like this in Tibia. It's hard to describe, but it's like abusing a map technique that makes it look like every floor is the same floor. So as you approach it, this is like a very mysterious building. It's meant to be like, you see as you walk up, then you see the door. Not that complicated. But the point is there's a bunch of necromancers in here, and the house kind of has like a spooky vibe. Great place for low levels to sort of cheese with doors, kill a few necks and vamps, and maybe get Vampire Shield BOH, but probably not. So here is super important place. This is the Slaynville Cathedral. This is a remade Dark Cathedral. So level 1, this here is really good for... Well, you know what? I'm going to take this guy out. He's mucking up the works. These guys are too strong for level 1. So level 1 here is really good for like low level knights that just want to get some gold, get their gold up. Over here to the right, this is, I honestly don't know anything about if this is real Tibia or some OT shit, but it was in the map. And I edited like all the creatures and stuff, but generally this is a rock cave, a spider cave, a ghoul cave, which is just like pure gold. If you need gold, just go here and kill the ghouls. Like, anybody can do that. And then this is like slimes and beholders. And then actually that comes up into the Havoc Manor here, if you ever want to check out the Havoc Manor. But yeah, this is like a nice little place to train if you're like a, one of those slime trainer types. Everybody's got a different style, but that's -1 is kind of like goofball stuff. But once we go down to -2, now we're in like a pretty serious major Slaynville hunting area. So what's normal here is the necros. A lot of this is custom though. You're gonna pop down. You've got a little mailbox. Basically, this spawn is built around mages who are running summons or like teams. So if you're a mage and you're running summons, it's a little bit lower tier because you're stuck to one floor basically. So we're going to be running, maybe 3 or 4 DS, and then we can take out all these dragons. And then down here we've got some heroes, dragons, necro, and then down here we do have a DL and an undead. So what you're hoping to do here is not deal with this guy, or I don't know, it depends on what level you are. You might have 4 DS and maybe you feel like you can waste the undead before the DS all die, but honestly, you would have to ask Iron Door on the exact specifics of what level you can start to kill these guys. You might need to use warlords and SDs to really be able to get that done. But otherwise, you just skip him because that's why he's down all the way in the corner. In fact, I'll even move him to there just so it's like he definitely is not going to be lured on you unless somebody does it on purpose. So anyway, that floor, pretty decent. Down here, we're going to go. This is more for now. If you're running a team, you might be wiping both floors. And so it's really nice to clear this floor. You get 4 Necros. There's your BOH, Skull Staff chance. 2 Vamps here. So again, you're rolling those 1 in 1,000, 1 in 500 dies for BOH and Vamp Shield, which are huge gets. I remember one of the first Vamp Shields on Slaynville Eternal was from this guy right here. Probably the first actual drop was from him. There's still only like 4 on Eternal Vamp Shields. So then we've got a little lore here, just so we can, you know, give it a little. It's like this hero is sort of like the fallen hero. He's like he's like a dark fallen hero who has gone into the ways of necromancy, and so he is regretting what he's done, but it's already too late, you know. Here we have an homage to a duping scandal from early Slaynville Eternal, where somebody was caught duping runes, and so this is a little homage to that. We got a hero here. We've got a Carlin Sword daily spawn. I believe this is one of the only places to get a Carlin Sword, but I'm not actually sure about that. So yeah, we've got a nice little, if you are like maybe 2 level 40 paladins and you run this whole thing, you can really mop up a lot of, what I like about it a lot is that it's like, you have a lot of different types of loot you can get. You know, with the heroes, you're like every part of a knight set, essentially, you know, like, and then with the dragons, you're going to get the dragon shield and the fire sword. And then with the dragon lords, you could get a great shield. And then with the, you know, you can get the boots of haste, you can get the vamp shield, you can get the crown armor. And a lot of it is like a bunch of different, like really rare rares you're hoping for. But, you know, then you're going to get the halberds from these guys, and you're going to get some more goodies from the dragons. And overall, just a nice little spawn. I really like that spawn. Everybody really has played it a lot. We'll get to Mount Doom later, but let's see. So, how much else is custom here? Oh, definitely don't miss out on the Plains of Havoc Depot. So this is just a little spot. Not a good spot to AFK train because we do have these pitfalls here, so it's very easy to get a giant spider in here. This is not a good, this is meant to be dangerous. But, you know, a depot's a depot. Obviously, if you stay inside, you're safe. Just don't go AFK there. It's the Plains of Havoc Depot, not the Abdendriel Depot, you know? So what else we got? Pretty normal stuff. We do have a little bit of edited Venore Dragon Lords, dragons. We have the occasional ancient. These are the Tibia 5 dragon sprites. I think we're probably the only OT that has these sprites, because who the hell else would want it, you know? Who thinks, who else is kooky enough, right? So these houses all have basements. Oh, check out the Great Axe display for sure. So we've got the tar pits. So one thing a lot of people maybe don't know is that in the grand scheme of things, so to go from Theus to Plains of Havoc is a long walk. So most people actually go from Venore because this is a shorter walk, obviously. Anybody will tell you that. So one thing that is unique to Slaynville, and it's not just here, but in general, I really like connecting everything. I like people walking around the map and seeing each other as they path, and you just people being out and about and moving and walking rather than just like boating to exactly where they're going. So this path here sort of shortens the path to Plains of Havoc. So you're kind of, you see? And so it makes it kind of like you can go from Theus to POH or Venore, and it's kind of the same. And this is related to the Explorer Society quest. Oh, there's a little map bug. Bum, 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 bum. All right, so you'll see that this is a little Mortimer house here. We can talk about that later. Let's get to Theus. This is, possibly Lost Rooker, who knows? This is pretty standard, except for everybody by now is probably very used to the Shireification of Theus, which is to say that all these things are the Shire because Frodo lives there, and Frodo and Sam are hobbits. They are not city dwellers, so wherever they live is going to be the Shire. Previously, the One Ring was living here. That is going to be different. We're going to make that into valuables. I won't do it now, but basically it's going to be like the Palantir is here, and then the Palantir will allow you to see Elric, but we'll get to that in a minute. So again, the tar here is representing, sort of the quote-unquote cancer of OT, aka me and my dumb map edits, like all these stupid doors, but hey, I like to putz, and that's why we have hobbit hole buildings, because if I don't putz around, what's the point, We got to putz. So going down, Fibula, definitely don't know if people know, but this is called the Hall of Heroes. Lots of shout outs to early events in Slaynville history here on the walls. I won't bore you with all the details of every story, but there's a lot of them, so we got a little info and lore and stuff there. Then we do also have a little miniature Fibula depot. Deep Slaynville heads will know that you are able to choose Fibula as a destination when leaving Rookgard, and it will pop you here. However, it is not a residence, so you will still end up with a Theus residence, I guess. Let's see. Not much custom about this. There's the little houses. Yeah, not much to see there. Let's see. So we can get down to Mount Doom now. So this is Mount Doom, which is a new hunting area people are really going to be making use of. But really what I wanted to do here was show off a couple things. One is like I've just been waiting to do like lava themed things because we have a lot of ice theme, a lot of water theme. I love that stuff too. But like obviously making lava themed mountains is just awesome. This shit just looks cool. It's just awesome. Let's see. So the point of Mount Doom is I really wanted to get into like building a map of a mountain that has just like a crazy amount of ways to go up and down the mountain. Like, what I really want is for there to just be like thousands of parcels all over this, and everybody has their own way to set up the parcels and go up and down the mountain. I want people to really be rewarded for knowing this map really well. This little shortcut is really just there to be for people who really don't understand the mountain perfectly. Like it's only really a helpful shortcut if you don't have a perfect understanding of the mountain. If you do, you can recognize that you can really get to anywhere in this mountain from anywhere fairly easily. Like you can go in this door up, you would have to kill this one thing. Oh, well, maybe I'm lying because you actually can't do what I'm saying, but we're gonna fix that. We're gonna go. Nope. Oh, I see. Beep, bop, boop, beep, boop. So now, yeah, you could go all the way around and to there and in if you wanted to from whatever. From really any entrance you can get to anything, and you can explore this pretty deeply to the point where you'll see that there are some undeads kind of hidden on the top. There's a lot to this mountain, for sure, and I expect PvP here to be crazy. There's also probably go down there. That's an unknown little trick. But anyway, so you can get to most of this and get to here without going past any level doors. There is a level door here, but it's not exclusive to this. It's exclusive to this side. So, and that's just because there's massive fire elementals over here, which are part of a larger loop. So now we go down and we have this system here, which is this is young, actually old, Elric. And so Elric is an old Tibia player, literally old. Like he was old 20 years ago. He has probably since passed away. But he was very sagely, and we all admired his excessive forum posting. So Elric now lives and resides in Mount Doom, and his job is that basically he is there to tell you if there are rare map spawns on the map today. So in old Tibia, when the map reset, there would be items on the map. We don't have this mechanic of like a map reset every 6 months or something. We actually reset the map every morning. So it wouldn't be appropriate to have a new horned helmet or something on the map every morning. So we have to sort of make a system that approximates what happened last, the way it used to work, which is this system. And so the way it works is every day there's a chance that these items like spell wands and gray tomes and the horned helmet, there's a chance that they spawn on the map. Now, for spell wands and gray tome and blue tome, those chances are like 1 in 15, 1 in 30, up to I think 1 in like 100 or something. And for the horned helmet, there's a 1 in 365 chance that it spawns every day. So on average, we'll have 1 horned helmet spawn on the map every year. And actually, just because it spawns doesn't mean anybody's going to get it. So because you would have to be checking all the time. Anywho, so that being said, the system as it was built was very opaque because how are people to know that something has spawned on the map? So the way it works now is you come down here and you'll see the One Ring, and the One Ring which was tossed into Mount Doom is the spirit of the ring talks to Elric and tells him about the world and the daily magical map spawns. So the way it really works is that if the One Ring is visible here, then you can talk to Elric because there's something that has spawned on the map today. And then you can talk to Elric for clues as to what that is. And so how good the clues are and how deep that goes will be adjusted. But this system I really like overall, where it's like you can very quickly look and say, oh, should I go hunting for a map spawn item today? Is there anything to look for? And then Elric can give you hints. And Irondur was already the first person to figure out how to talk to Elric and locate the yellow spell wand. So good luck to him and everybody else in finding more stuff there. So now we have a Hellfire Fighter spawn. Obviously not really Lord of the Rings creatures, but I think that in the spirit of Mount Doom and the spirit of Tibia, the fireborn creatures really do make sense. This is another one of these lovely figure 8 loops, which everybody loves. It's even nice to watch me do this in a loop. So you do a nice little loop here, and then you're going to pop down and you're in what's called the Muds of Mordor. And this is meant to be like, where the the orcs are born. There's not really a tremendous amount of information in the Tolkien lore that I could find on exactly how and where the orcs come from. I think the scene in the movie where they're born out of the mud is even like sort of extrapolated from the text rather than really in it. But the point is, it's Mordor. There's some orcs down here. And that's sort of like the lore. But at the end of the day, you're here to power game. This is essentially, in the Tibia sense, this is meant to be like a warlock spawn, more of like a crazier warlock spawn. Warlocks 2.0 or Maze of the Lost Souls 2.0, if you want to think about it that way. And so you're going to be bashing these Hellfire fighters, and then you're going to rush down here through, and then this is sort of like the top tier of the Hellfire fighter type creatures is this thing called a Nazgul Spirit. And so for the loader heads out there, the Nazguls don't really have a I forget what the term is, but a non-ephemeral, like they are ephemeral. They don't have a physical form, I guess. That's as far as I understand. They are like, you can't actually stick a stick into them, So they are more of a spirit. And so, do the Nazguls live in Mount Doom? I don't know. But certainly they could be called there for a meeting with Sauron or something. So in the spirit, the idea is that the 9 spirits of the 9 Nazguls live down sort of in the fire of Mount Doom. I think it's pretty cool. I like it. It's related to, there's another sort of like trope here, which is like, I kind of took the idea of on the path to Mordor, there was that giant battle. And then when Frodo looks into the water, he sees like all those dead bodies in the water that are like the spirits. So I kind of like the same thing here, but with the fires of Mordor instead, so it's kind of like the same thing, but not really. But I like it. There's a little bit of a cross theme. The bodies are sort of sacrificial, you see. Very Catholico. Anyhow, just adding a few more crosses here. So this is sort of that kind of spawn, It's just gonna be like these creatures like warlocks, which have a high experience to health ratio, which makes them good for power gaming. And then we'll leave the Juggernaut and the Demon Hell there for, the explorers. So Port Hope, obviously over here, it is cut off. It is not open yet. We'll get there one day, perhaps one day soon. Let's go. Not much custom over here. This was my original first house. It's since been expanded and given away to someone else who I think returned the favor and gave it away to somebody else. Very nice. This is the PvP arena, which is currently a little bit bugged. Well, I wouldn't call it bugged, but it's not working perfectly. People aren't loving that there's stuff that when you go in here, sorry, let me explain it first. But the idea is that runes are infinite in here, and if you kill each other, it doesn't actually count. So I don't know if you want to call it like a nerf arena or a practice arena, but the idea is you can go in here, 2 level 100s, kill each other, and there's no death penalty. It's just for fun. It's for training or whatever you want to call it. So the problem is that even though runes are infinite and death doesn't count, there's still a few more caveats. Also, bolts don't get used when you're in here. Bolts and power bolts and arrows and the bursts and whatnot. But still mana gets used while you're in here. And also mana doesn't gain while you're in here. There's a bunch of different caveats about, we wouldn't want people to be able to train in here indefinitely, that kind of thing. But it's a little difficult to hammer out these last few edge cases. We're going to have to do something. People have suggested all sorts of different solves for it, but we'll get there. Right now, the biggest bug is that summons don't die properly in here. So we kind of have some serious bugs to deal with before we get to adding more niceties. And we're just not there yet. But I think there's a lot of future for the PvP arena. I think it's really cool. Paradox Tower. Our Paradox Tower, I will say, is basically the same as the normal one, but it doesn't make you go down to Mint Wallen twice. You get the apples, go down to the prisoner, talk to the prisoner. I honestly forget. There's a YouTube video. Shibby has it. It's basically just a slightly sped up version of the Paradox Tower. There's a YouTube video. If you search YouTube, Slaynville, Paradox. You'll get a YouTube video by Shibby, and he explains the entire quest, start to finish. Super important because you have to do Paradox to get to the Zultan loops. So on the topic of loops, let's go quickly into the Marvick loops and the Zultan loops. So Marvick is the druid NPC in Theus. And so for us, he is a little bit different. A little bit different. So we have a little bit of tar to show that there's something unique going on here. So if you talk to Marvick, he'll eventually tell you that what he wants is tomes. And so if you give Marvick a green tome or a red tome or a purple tome, he will grant you access to the Marvick loops. And the lore of it is that they're sort of a training grounds for the druids, and that's why they're all different elementals, is that the druids are practicing their mage wisdom there, and it's sort of like meant to be actually kind of like in the ethereal realm, like you're stepping into the mind of Marvick to do this training. Realistically it's just over here though, obviously, but that's the lore. The point is that it's basically Planes of Havoc 2.0. These are giant spiders in, again, beautiful loops that we love so much. We love loops. Then basically the way the loops work is that you teleport. When you get to the loops, you're teleported into the beginning of the first loop. Easy here. And so if you want to go and kill creatures in the loop, this will teleport you in, and this will teleport you back. So you go in between the loops with these teleports. And if you want to leave the loop, you go down and in this teleport. So each time you go down, you will progress to the next system of loops. And again, you can go in and you can come back. You can go in and you can come back. Or you can go down and you can progress to the next set of loops. So we go from here, we go down, and then we'll be teleported here. Then we go down, we'll be teleported here. Then we go down, we're going to be teleported out, which will be to the desert. But let's go again. We've got the giant spider loop, figure eights. We've got the second loop, dragon loop. I don't know if you call that a figure eight. You can call it whatever you like. Let's call it a figure egg. And then another figure egg here, which is the behemoth loop. So then again, you're going to be teleported out and you will end up here. Here. So then you can walk back to Theus. Okay, so now that was Marvick loops. Zultan loops, after you complete the Paradox Tower, bump, will allow you to talk to Zultan, who is here. Ish, somewhere. Where the hell is Zultan? I don't know. He's around. You find Zultan, all right? So then he will allow you to do high passage yes, which will take you to the Zultan loops, which again, teleport out, teleport back, go down. Then that will take you to the next loops. Teleport in, teleport back, go down. Teleport to the next loop. Teleport in, teleport out, go down, teleport home. You see? So now we've got the Zultan loops, just like the Marvick loops. And so the first loops are dragons and dragon lords. This is like huge for everybody. This is one of the most beloved Slaynville spawns, if I do say so. We've got a figure testicles, a figure ovarian, fallopian tube shaped spawn. And this one is heroes. I would say maybe not a beloved spawn, that one. And then Zultan demons. So this is just 4 demons in a loop. Very fun for anybody who has like a clever summoning trick or something of that type. This is a much used, much beloved Slaynville spawn. Okay, so let's get over to Kazordoon. So, many Slaynville heads may know that we have a very custom, well, we can start up all the way at the top, actually. So from here, you will note that for some reason, Real Tibia never really. It's like they'd never finished Kazordoon. They just didn't care, or they wanted most of Kazordoon to be some sort of bizarre bait. Is this a real quest? No. But so this door here in Real Tibia doesn't do anything. But for us, it's the Kaz prison key, which will allow you to go down through all of this, which actually will allow you to go here. Those switches do nothing. New shortcut is allowable here. For Slaynville heads who are deeply involved, you may know that this was previously not passable, but I decided why not. And anyway, so the point is the third prison key will allow you to do this, which normally the key would just work here and allow you to go here, but you're also able to get there now through that back door. So many people have probably are somewhat familiar with this little area, but whatever. So anyway, so this area very famously just an absolute nothing burger in Real Tibia. You know, it's like it's Moria, it's Kazordoon. The whole point is that these dwarfs dug and they dug too deep and they met the Balrog, and it's like when they were building this map, they just got right to the part with Moria and the Balrog, and then they just never thought about it again. They never added the Balrog, they never added anything. Very similarly, they never finished it's not a Medusa, but there's another quest involving a large serpent in Kazordoon. This just never finished. Anywho, so we've got some Slaynville unique stuff here. So if you zoom in here, you'll see, classic dwarf logic here. Dig deeper, find gold. Obviously correct. Wisdom. But the point is that, we're going to go there. We're going to do what CIP didn't do. So they digged too deep. They dug too deep, and then they met the Balrog. So what we have here is you're going to teleport in. You're going to have a dragon right on the teleport, a hero up here, and then this is a pretty familiar demon spawn, but we've sort of repurposed it. This is meant to be like, the place where the dwarves dug too deep. They met the demons. Obviously, there's not multiple Balrogs in the story. There's just the one, and there's a whole story about which Balrog he is and why he's there underneath the Lonely Mountain or whatever. But, we're not perfect, okay? We're close. But, anywho, we've got dead dwarves here on the ground to signify that this is where maybe there was some sort of battle for Moria between the orcs and the goblins that overtook, and which came after they hit the evil, yada yada yada. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 demons here total. Nice little spawn. This is one of the only really great places to run demons. If you're on like 2 level 50 paladins, you can just blast these in a circle. You're probably going to live. But as a result, they have pretty low respawn timers because this is like a lower tier demon spawn. So that is Kazordoon. We kind of like to complete the Mines of Moria, what have you. Okay, so at this point, you might be wondering what the hell that was. Edron demons. Why? The reason is that all of the Edron stuff is not in Edron. We have a custom Edron, which doesn't have any of the high tier hunting spawns. It's just for buying spells for now. And all of those spawns, which are normally in Edron, I wanted to make them free account status, and I want to bring people back into mainland Tibia. So we brought all those awesome things that people love so much, like Cyc City, which you already saw was strangely here. The reason is because we want to bring those things back into free account. We want to bring everybody back into mainland Tibia. we can make people have a premium account in other ways. You'll probably get it just for the mana regen. So there's no need to put stuff on islands that separates the player base. I want people to be in Theus. I want people to see each other. There's a lot of mistakes I've made or things I've done that maybe had the opposite effect, and this is one thing that can back that. We want to bring people back together. I'm aware that the guild halls all over the map separate everybody, but at least everybody's still in mainland. You know, you still all see each other walking around, and you will know that if you play. So, anywho, on that topic, there's a little bit more than normal here. So there's a bit of tar here signifying something custom. There's yada, 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 a path you can get to here. And so this you'll recognize as the Edron single demon spawn and the demon helmet quest. So we don't have the levers here. You'll see it's because the demon helmet quest is slightly simplified. And there's also an entrance to this single demon spawn from this house here, which is public. So anybody can go and bloop, and they will be down below there. And then they can enter this single demon spawn and the demon helmet quest, which has, of course, the PZ path. Slaynville Annihilator is what replaces this. We do not have an Annihilator. We have a custom thing somewhere else. So now we're down here. This is your, probably you know this well. This is just the normal Edron single demon spawn. But it is obviously in a weird place, so that's what's there. Over here we have a go board and a chess board in the middle of the forest. I'm a big fan of this. I think it's really cool. This is, I believe, a 13 by 13 go board, which is like, or is it 9 by 9? I don't know. I don't feel like counting. Over here we got Core's house, which is kooky. Orc Fort. Here's another land bridge. So I love land bridges. I love connecting everything. Here we have a custom level 20 spawn with Cursed Hands of Fate and Juggernauts. These are notoriously difficult. So we've got a little lounge here for brave warriors who want to just, take a little respite in the true Orco Gobbo Warrior Poets Lounge for the few orcs and goblins who have fully learned to read, write, and fight. Wow, I cracked myself up. So this is just like another thing where I like to connect everything. I love the idea of being able to walk, and I love that the orc camp and the goblin camp have made friends, and they have a little vacation home spot together here, which they cover in trash. Ooh, what's that? Whoa. So this is, don't worry about it. Here we go. This is Edron, Orc Fort, and then we got Femur Hill. So again, more tar, more custom stuff. Are we starting to get the meaning of the tar? The meaning? It means there's something custom. So you go in here and you go, oh, more tar. I bet that's something special. Behemoth spawn underneath Femur Hill. I feel like there's... What is going on? Are there no behemoths here? I swear to God, there's one... What? What is going on here? I don't know. Something is kooky. It looks like I destroyed every behemoth. That is strange. We gotta fix this. I meant to make this into a 250k an hour spawn, so we can do that real quick because it's not that hard to do the math. So 3,000 experience. We'll do a 10-minute spawner, which means it'll be 6 times an hour. And then if we want it to be 250k, that's 18k per respawn. So we go 250,000 divided by 18,000 is 13.8 behemoths. So if there are 14 behemoths here, and they have a 10-minute timer, then you'll be able to. But these are on a 5-minute timer, so we only need 7. No, that seems crazy. I think we're just gonna do 14 demons or behemoths, and we'll see how it goes. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and then let's go. Where did this guy just come from? He wasn't there before, was he? Map's playing tricks on me. Let's pop a little extra one there for good measure, and one there for good measure. That's a lot of them, and they have quite a short respawn timer. I had promised someone we would blap that up, and I think what I did is I deleted all of them. Rip. Anywho, so another custom spawn here. You know what? This doesn't have any tar to signify the tar. So let's give it some tar. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, we've got a little tar vein going. It's like drawing hair. Sorry, I sneezed. Wow, we're at 46 minutes here. Wow. All right, sorry. Drink some water there. So, here is Hellscream Manor, probably one of my favorite guild halls in the game. It's very on fire. It's very cross. It's giving sacrifice. It's giving blood oath. It's giving fart gas. Underneath, we've got this dope ass little zone for them. But this is a nice little spawn here. I don't know if people know this, but this is one of the Lich spawns, and these are Betrayed Wraiths. This is another level 120 spawn. So I think a couple times now I've mentioned level 120 spawns. I think that's 3. And so what do I mean by that? Well, deep beneath the tar pits is the Slaynville Annihilator. And so the Slaynville Annihilator here is a quest which gives you this key and loot. Get it? It gives you loot. Wow, I'm funny. So what is the Slaynville Annihilator? Well, it's kind of like the Annihilator, but you can send as many people as you want through. You can send 1 through. You can send 4 through. You can send 4 through 3 times in a row. The demons will only spawn once per day. So anytime you clear it, anybody else can just go and get the loot if they are level 120. So, you know, maybe do your friend a favor and clear it from, you know. And anybody can go through this here. Ooh. They can just flip the switch. They don't have to be level anything. They can be level 1. However, you will notice that it is impossible to get there. And so there is a quest involving reading the signs here and reading the signs here and talking to Marvick and maybe I think talking to Mortimer. I forget. But eventually you will figure out how to destroy this wall to get in here. And when you do destroy that wall, it will stay destroyed for the rest of the day, which means that anybody will be able to go through. Okay, so we've got, so anyway, the point is you get Slaynville Annihilator, you get this key here, and now you're able to go to the 120 spawns because this is the level 120 key is what people call it. But it just really means the Slaynville Annihilator key. So when you get the Slaynville Annihilator key, you're able to go, for example, into this door here, which will allow you to do this spawn. Now, this is Juggernauts, Lost Souls. This is one of my favorite spawns, actually. Pretty crazy looking. But as you can see, we got Lost Souls here. We've got Juggernauts. lots going on there. You can also get in there by going through these teleports, which you can get to by going through the maze. All right, so over here, Senja. So here we've got a frost dragon spawn. Now, people had noted that it would kind of involved a lot of backtracking. You would have to go up to the top, then backtrack all the way down to the bottom. So what we added over here is this side. So now you're able to sort of traverse all the way up. And if you clear all the way up into this room, then you can just go down and boom, you're on the bottom floor. Then you can clear, over to here. There's still going to be a little backtracking, although I guess really your best move would be to just backtrack down to here, loop over, and then start here. Bingo, start over. We've filled in some of the gaps with some of these friendly fellows, and we've added a few more of them down here. This should be a really nice spot to get some levels on a knight with good skills. All right, we are definitely getting to the end of the beautiful Slaynville tutorial. We got Mount Doom. We got that. Oh, Dyrachia. So again, cool little land bridge here. You're able to walk. The land bridges that go to Edron and Dyrachia will kick you back if you're not premium, and they will also allow you to leave if you are not. Many people think it's a bug that you can be a resident to Edron and not be kicked out when your premium expires, but that is actually intended. You even can remain a citizen of those places when your premium runs out. You just will be stuck walking home. And so, because we promote walking, you can't be a resident of Dyrachia, but you can be a resident of Edron and then be stuck walking home or walking home. You see? Anywho, over here, there are some pretty solid, unique Slaynville quests, and you know that there's going to be something unique, again, because we see the tar. And look, the whole city is surrounded by tar, recognizing and representing the fact that the entire city is different. So this is what we call Fallen Dyrachia, meaning, I don't know, witches took it over, they destroyed it. The point is, it's different. I like it a lot. It's more of like a go there and immediately hunt type of place. Lots of people have requested places like Yalahar or Shamond. I forget the exact, maybe Oromond. It's called Oromond. And then I used to remember the names of the new islands like Isavi and stuff better. There's another one that has the giant, I don't know the names of the creatures, but I think you guys know what I mean. It's like the towns where you teleport directly in and immediately you're surrounded by creatures. I don't really like that style of gameplay, especially for high tier creatures. It just shouldn't be that way. It should be an adventure to find hard stuff. However, to make leveling a little bit easier for lower levels, we have this here, which is kind of like, it's really just a low level playground. This first floor is all just ghouls and stuff. So you'll get a lot of gold killing ghouls and skeletons if you just run around here and then parcel out a loot bag. This is a mid to higher level necro and vampire spawn that is insanely dense. I don't really know if anybody hunts this. It is meant mostly to be a quest because there is a 20k reward here for level 40s. It's sort of like a 10k quest, but it's a 20k quest. We've got this guy here. He will take you, I believe that's Captain Fearless, right? Nope, it's Petros. Well, Petros will take you to Venore, I believe. And then we have the Magic Carpet guy, which will take you wherever he takes you. Femur Hill and Edron. Anywho, so that's that. We've got another bit of tar here showing that we've got another custom Slaynville spawn. So, Slaynville custom spawn here is a dragon spawn. People really requested and wanted. There's a dragon spawn here on Real Tibia, but that's like way newer than our version. So I made my own custom thing that is kind of like an approximation. It's kind of like Anchormon dragons, which we don't have because, as you can see, Anchormon is cut off. However, we are working on Anchormon 2.0, which is essentially a Anchormon with no stupid pyramids, because there are no pyramids in Lord of the Rings. Anywho, there will be no King Tut in Slaynville. All right, so now we're really getting to the end of everything that is in Slaynville. I mean, not really. There's a lot more that I really haven't covered, I'm sure, but this will be the next spawn to release. This is a giant Frost Dragon Undead spawn. It's got some heroes in this tower. This is called North Edron, and it's going to be a blast because running around on the ice is fun, and running creatures in the ice is fun. Running fast is awesome. So we're going to, real quick, we're going to pop this sort of thing right here, and you will be able to get up, and that is where that will be accessed. But for now, there is no access. All right. So that being said, that kind of concludes today's what have you. There's GM. No, that's not GM. What the hell is that? Oh, that's Aramo. Stupid. GM Island's over here. Where the hell am I? Oh, GM Island. By the way, you are able to throw trash at me. I usually sit on my GM character right here, and you can walk to here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You would be able to throw trash pretty much at me. So if you're ever feeling the need to throw trash at me, just throw it across that little barrier there. And I think that that's going to conclude our little thing. So, you know, it's ending now. Uncle Cell Phone out. Really appreciate you guys, and thank you very much.